What's going on, people? Hopefully today you're having a good day, you're smiling, you're enjoying it. I know I am. VVS Finance today released more details on the first IGO we're going to have for single finance. So we're going to talk about that in this video. We're going to be ready, basically. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to be ready for when the IGO is released. We have the dates, we have the specifics. That's what we do on this channel, man. So make sure you subscribe. We're always ready. We're always locked and loaded before the new flock of people coming in, half an hour or an hour before the IGO starts. They don't know what's happening. Not on this channel, man. So make sure you know what's going on. We're going to talk about those details, the dates, and exactly what you need to do so you can be eligible to participate in the IGO. So that's what we're going to talk about. And let's just get right into it, man. Before we get there, just make sure you like the video, okay? Thank you very much. Anyway, so this is what we're going to talk about here. This is the article that was released on Medium today by our boy Miner Mo, obviously the VVS Finance putting this out. So single finance is launching on VVS Launchpad and IGO. They talk a bit about what single finance is. If you guys don't know what it is, I lightly brushed upon it on the previous video, but it's basically like a single click, it's like a platform where you can kind of navigate all these. For example, if you go to Earn, I'll show you something here. You go to Farms, you have different APRs, you have different pairs with different rewards, different risks. Some of them have higher multipliers, some have lower multipliers. Some of them are higher in risk, some of them are lower in risk. What single finance is doing is basically kind of compiling like a basket of different pairs with different tokens. They have 3 different strategies to how to go about it. So they kind of make it easy on the on the average person to just go around this yield farming space. They're built on Avalanche, and yeah, so I'm not gonna really get into that fully today. I just want to tell you exactly what's happening. But so this is what we're gonna have here. These are the tokenomics. They're saying that 1% of the tokenomics of the single token is gonna be 10 million. Of those are gonna be reserved for this IGO, and there's basically 2 ways for us to be or to redeem this IGO or participate in the on the offering, and this is what we're gonna talk about. So first thing, most important thing, the sale start date. It starts on 12 p.m. Universal time on Tuesday, January 18th. So make sure you mark the date. And it has 24-hour period and it ends on 12 p.m. the next day, Wednesday, January 19th. Overall, they're trying to raise 500,000 USD in Crow VVS LP tokens. And this is the way we have to provide liquidity to be able to participate in this. I'll show you how you can do that. Also, their total tokens for the raise we're going to be 10 million single tokens, and each single token is going to be sold for 0.05, so 5 cents. So the IG method, we have 2 methods. The first one is basic sale, which is called a gem fair, and the second one is an unlimited sale, which is the gem warehouse. And these are very important 2 different distinctions that we need to talk about for you to understand what's going on. So the basic sale, which is the gem fair, that's what we're going to start with first. Is going to have 50% of the allocation. So we talked about there's going to be 5 million single tokens for this one here, and 5 million single tokens for this one. Same thing, 250,000, 250,000. Now, for you to be able to participate in the basic sale in the gem fair, you need to have at least 10 million VVS tokens staked in the glitter mines for 7 days, basically. So what we need to be, that's the first condition. So the first thing is that you need to go to Earn, you need to go to Mines. I have some VVS stakes from the previous video I showed you guys. I created a wallet just for this video, for the previous video, and I'm using the same one here. I had a small, around like $47 or $50 put in here. It's here going on so far, and I'm earning on it. But what you need to have 10 million VVS tokens staked in the any of these here, basically. And that's what we're gonna in the article they actually mentioned it doesn't really have to be here. You can be earning in the in the tonic staking or in the beefy or manual VVS or auto VVS. It doesn't really matter. What you need is 10 million VVS tokens staked in here somewhere, and that's the first condition we need to actually have. That's for the basic sale. And if we go down here, you'll see, so we need to stake 10 million VVS in the VVS glitter mines, and that's required for at least 7 days before the single finance IGO sale. So they're saying here that the first snapshot will be taken at 12 p.m. Universal time, Tuesday, January on the 11th. So that's what we need before the 11th, January, before 12 p.m. Universal time on Tuesday, January 11th. So sorry, we need to make sure it's on January 11th. Before that, on 12 p.m. on the 11th, they will have the snapshot. So make sure you have 10 million stake before that time specifically. And the stake amount cannot be split between mines. You need to have it all in one place 10 million VVS tokens. So you can't go here, you can't have 5 million here, 2.5 million here, and 2.5 million here. No, it has to be only in one area only. So now the second thing we need to do is to provide liquidity, which I'll show you example in this video. It's $200 USD worth of CRO VVS. So what that means is, I talked about it also in the previous video, if we're looking to provide $200 liquidity in the CRO VVS farm. So if we go here, CRO to VVS, we need to provide $200 worth of that liquidity. And what that means, that $100 worth of VVS, $100 worth of CRO, you'll need to go to trade basically here. So we'll go to trade, swap. I'll just show you the example right now. We'll go to, so I have some money here, and this one you have some USDC, and I'll switch here. So I'll switch those real quick. It says, so I just need basically $100 worth of CRO. Is going to be right now for the time being 184. So I'll go here. I'll confirm the swap. It's going to prompt me on my app here. So I'll confirm it. Transaction submitted. So first, that's the first step. I just got my $100 worth of crypto.com. And then the other one that I need is VVS Finance. So we'll go to VVS right here, VVS, and I'll also put in $100 worth of that. I'll swap it, confirm swap. It's going to show up on my app, confirm. Boom, close, done. So this is done here. So what we can do is we can go to, so earn, we'll go to farms, we'll go to CRO to VVS, and we'll go to get CRO VVS LP. We need that token. So every time you provide liquidity, they give you a token. And what I want to basically do is put 180 for the sake of this video. We'll supply it, confirm supply. It's going to prompt me on the app, confirm. Transaction submitted, done. So now I actually will receive a token in a second. Boom, transaction received, done. Now I have this VVS, the CRO LP, 18,160 basically. So what we will have right now in our back pocket, VVS, the CRO LP, it's worth $200. So now I actually provided the LP token. Make sure you guys go check out what an impermanent loss is. I can't really, it's probably going to take like a good 5 minutes to explain here. But again, when the price fluctuates for both, for either CRO or VVS, when VVS actually moved, let's say 10% price, but CRO remained at the same thing, it didn't move 10%, then you are losing money basically, because the automated market maker has to release some tokens or acquire some tokens, either VVS or CRO, depending on the ratio imbalance that happened. And if it happens fast or whatever, you will actually start losing money. So I'm not going to get too much into in this video, but I'll leave an article talking about impermanent loss in the description. Make sure you go and read it. They actually really delve into it deeply, but it really requires some sort of time. You need to pay some, put in, a couple of minutes for you to actually understand what's going on. So basically, I get the LP token. It's in my wallet, and now we're kind of ready. So I would suggest, guys, that before you provide liquidity, they're saying for you to actually participate right before the date, which is 12 p.m. Universal Time on Tuesday, January 18th. I would say get your LP or provide liquidity before that, just because, any price fluctuations leading to the 18th, we still have almost like... around like 6 days till that. We don't know what happens until then. So maybe on the 10th, provide that liquidity. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own research. But, just so you don't incur any kind of impermanent loss, I would probably do it on the 10th. Put in $100 worth of VVS, $100 worth of CRO, and whatever the IGO starts. I have my 10 million staked, and I have the LP token. And with the LP token, I'll put in so I can actually put it into here so I can actually participate. So this is why you basically need to actually participate in the basic sale. The basic sale is that 10 million VVS staked in the glitter mines and the $200 worth of CRO to VVS. I have the LP token right here. Whenever they add the page for the IGO, I would probably be a single button that says, hey, provide your LP token to participate in this IGO. And then that's what we actually, all we need to do basically. So a couple things here. For the unlimited sale for the gem warehouse, there will be no limits on how much you can actually contribute. So on the basic sale, it's telling us that there's $200 worth of CRO and VVS, but with here, you actually don't, it's unlimited basically. But again, the total supply they're going to give, it's still 5 million single tokens. But the more people come in, the more money they put in it, they get a bigger share of that pool. So this is kind of for, for the bigger whales that want more than $200 worth of CRO to VVS, which also is not also fully guaranteed, which I'll also talk about in a second. But this basically, it's unlimited. Come in, put in. If we're gonna put in 10 million, you're gonna get a bigger piece of the pie. You're gonna put $1 million worth of the LP token. You're gonna get a smaller piece of the pie, and depending on your allocation, a lot of people can come in, and it's just the pie. Your share of the pie gets smaller and smaller depending on the dollar value you actually put in. But for this right here, they're saying the maximum you can put in is 200, and if more people come in, they all get a smaller piece of the pie. But again, they're all capped at $200 only. So there's a bit of fairness to this one here. But for the bigger guy, they can come here and actually put it in. And again, you can pick and choose whatever you want, but I think this one here is probably a bit more kind of fair for the smaller guy, for smaller allocations. But with this one here, you don't really need $200 worth. You can put in $1 and you can put in $10 million. So it doesn't really matter. And now in terms of the, and also you need to understand that there's also a 1% participation fee of whatever you allocate. So if you put in $100, they're going to take $1. If you put in 1,000, they're going to take $10. And that fee goes in cliffs, decreases in cliffs to 0.2, depending on the overflow in the pool. So that's what we're going to talk about in the overflow in a second here. So the more people come in, the less of a percentage you actually pay. And because the less people that come in, the more your allocation is going to be, so you pay a bigger fee. Now, what is an overflow method? It's basically the more the user commits, the more allocation they may receive based on their percent commitment over the total committed amount. Any unspent amount is returned to users. So they have 3 examples here. The first example, so they're trying to raise 250,000, right? What if there's almost 1.250 million dollars that actually came into that pool? There's a surplus of funds that actually came in. Then it's basically you put in $200, everybody put $200 to come in. And there's 5 times the amount of people, or 5 times the amount of allocation that came in, then everybody receives a minimum of 800 single tokens. Basically the cost of your single tokens became $40 only, and you will receive back $160. It's a bit kind of convoluted, but what I'm trying to say is, let's say if they're trying to raise 250,000, and their people come in and they put in that 200, and it ended up being the funds that got received actually ended up being 250,000. Okay, good to go. Then we will receive that maximum for 4,000 single tokens. But what if more people come in? So now the piece of the pie will decrease. That means that let's say if they receive actually double, so 2x the amount needed committed in the gem fair, and you put in $200, then you're only going to get 2,000 single tokens, which are at a cost of $100. You put in 200, it costs you 100. Now you receive $100 back. If 5 times the amount needed committed in the gem fair is actually received, you'll only receive 800 single tokens, which cost you $40, and you will receive $160 back of the LP token. So that's what it is in a nutshell. They're trying to raise the $250,000. If more people overcommit, if more people come in and the pool grows to a maximum of 5x, then you will actually end up paying only $40. They'll give you $160 back, and that $40 give you 100. And that's the same thing for example 3, which is, I guess it's probably not going to happen. A lot of people are going to come in, but if they perfectly raise 250,000, then that 200 will be fully consumed. Then you'll get your maximum of 4,000 single tokens, and that's pretty much it. Just a bit of a summary, I guess. So get some VVS, ensure you have that. Get the CRO token. We went over that example. Convert them CRO to VVS LP tokens by supplying liquidity, and arm yourself. That's what we do on the channel, man. We're always armed, ready to go, never reactive. And I gotta chill out, bro. Arm yourself with CRO to VVS LP token. This will be your currency to purchase the new token. Done. Now, during this sale, this is the important thing. During the sale, we're going to commit the CRO to VVS LP tokens, and we're going to commit the purchase intentions by staking VVS to CRO LP tokens in the IGO smart contract. So it's going to look something like this, maybe, or so some sort of button here telling you, hey, now you can press here to commit your LP token, and no LP tokens staked in the crystal farms do not count in the IGO participation. So if you're here, you're already committing. Let's say if I'm already committing to some sort of USDC, USDT, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're already committing CRO to VVS. Don't come here and enable farm or anything. You just need the token itself, and you need to go and put it into the into that smart contract that they're gonna open up. So make sure you don't mess that up, man. So during the sale, that's what's going to happen. Now, after the sale, your single tokens will be immediately claimable once the IGO is completed. Your allocation of single tokens is calculated based on the overflow, which we went over right now. Any unused CRO to VVS LP tokens will be returned to you automatically upon claiming your single tokens. That's what we also talked about. If you put in 200, if they only raise $250,000, you'll get that 4,000 single tokens. But if there's an overflow, then you'll get more. You'll pay less. That means there's a leftover funds that you put in from the 200, and they'll give that back to you. And that's pretty much it. VVS single USDC liquidity will be seeded immediately after the IGO, so you'll be able to so you can go and provide that liquidity. And VVS the single as well 30 minutes after, so people can start earning 30 minutes after it's available to the public after the 24-hour period of the IGO. Single to USDC with 0.2x multiplier. So this is just telling us that there's going to be crystal farms 30 minutes after the IGO sale. That's what usually happens after the IGO. 30 minutes after, it's available to the public. People can buy, swap, do whatever they got to do. But the fact they actually provide liquidity, you're getting it at a nice sale of 5 cents. Maybe the price when it gets hit to the market, who knows what it's going to be. But I'm pretty excited. Hopefully this video explained to you what's happening. And let me know in the comments. Maybe one day before, I'll kind of do a refresher just to get you in the loop again. But I'll also put the link for this in the description. I hope this was pretty clear. It is a bit convoluted participating in these IGO, providing liquidity, staking, blah blah. But that's what we do on the channel. We try to explain everything. And actually, please put in your comments any questions you have. I'll do my best to answer all of them. I know there's probably some things that didn't make sense in this video, so I apologize for that. But make sure you put in your comments. I'll actually reply to every single comment, hopefully. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Do whatever you gotta do. Help us out. And have a great day. Make sure you keep smiling, man. There's a lot of reasons to be smiling. I'm so awkward today.